The good thing is that Jim just paced us. You know, we never felt rushed. We never felt unsafe. He takes his time with actors, which is very important. He was no different when we were shooting the very first movie in 2007. It felt special. It felt like that we were once again part of something special. All the work that we all put into it, starting from James Cameron, is evidently there in the story. And it wasn't just that we were watching something, we were really experiencing something that was gonna linger.
I think when Jake opens his eyes in the first one, he's opening his eyes to a new culture, to what we're doing to our planet, to the ecosystem, and obviously opens his eyes to a new love. I think this one's about protecting all of that. It was a kind of continuation. You have to understand, you know, we were still doing stuff this year. I'm doing some performance stuff captured. So it's not like you just spend a year and then we forget about it. It was a continuation from, say, 2013 on.
And we were shooting 2 movies at once. So we tend to forget that definitely took much more time than the first time around.
It's a huge process, yeah.
It was fine too, because there's so much going on. Now we are a bigger cast, so it wasn't like we were on constantly. A lot of the movie had to be shot in Los Angeles and in our studios, and then the rest of the movie, which is live action, was going to be shot afterwards in New Zealand. So there, all the training that took place beforehand, the rehearsals of the scripts and everything, was us understanding where we were as characters in part 2 and where we're going to be in part 3. And then obviously once the production starts to shoot, then that, you know, that just becomes a different process all on its own. But once we were also doing all the water work, that needed to be separate from everything else that we were doing. So it's a meticulous process, but then again, films seldomly, you know, usually are meticulous processes. I mean, it depended on the day and also depended on the scene. There were some days in which, you know, I was able to hold my breath 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. And then other days, like let's say if the scene that we were doing, the emotional carry was a little too intense, then maybe it was just 45 seconds. The good thing is that Jim just paced us. You know, we never felt rushed. We never felt unsafe. He was no different when we were shooting the very first movie in 2007. We did the training, and if there was a question that we had, we would stop production. Everybody would lower their cameras. The crew would walk away, and Sam, Sigourney, Jim, and I would sit there for sometimes an hour, having a deep and in-depth conversation about something that he understood, that he needed to place us exactly where we needed to be. So, you know, he still does that. And that's what I appreciate about a filmmaker like him. He takes his time with actors, which is very important.